there are, as I see it, four ways in which things could develop this week. On Thursday, well, today, Monday, we pass 3 weeks since I fell and fractured my ankle. On Thursday, I get to go back to the hospital to have a look at my ankle after having 3 weeks at that point in my sort of rocker cast here. And there's four ways in which I can see this going. The best possible news ever is that they take x-rays and say, oh, it was all a horrible mistake, or oh, there's been a miracle, it's absolutely fine, go back to work. I know that they almost certainly won't say that. And the reason for that is there is still minor swelling and there is still a lot of pain. And obviously that means that things are not back to normal. And until they are, it's going to be, you know, a long haul, I'm afraid. So the chances of me being back to work next week, I think, are extremely thin. The worst case scenario, which I think is equally unlikely, to be fair, is that they say that there's either been a mistake or it's got worse, and it's going to demand surgery and you know, etc, etc, etc. I find that hard to believe because I don't think it has got worse in the last 3 weeks. I think it has got better, and therefore I would struggle to understand how it could have got worse without it at least feeling like it's got worse. The swelling has been going down. I haven't had new swelling anywhere. The pain has been constant, but it's sort of been the same. It hasn't got worse and got better. It's pretty much constant. So with those two ruled out, there's two other possibilities, both of which I think are reasonably likely. One of which I'm hoping desperately is what they say. The other one is a real fear. The worst case scenario I think that I am likely to hear is that they say recovery is going well, but bone may not have fused yet, therefore they're going to recommend that I stay in this cast a little bit longer and come back and see them in a little while and remain on the crutches. The reason that would be bad for me, apart from the fact that that would delay my recovery more than I'm hoping will be the case, is because I cannot do anything or go anywhere until I can put enough weight on the leg to be walking at least mostly unaided, possibly with crutches, but mostly unaided. Until that point, I am still pretty much housebound. I can do steps now, so I can go up to the roadside, but I can't do a lot of walking. I can't go anywhere. I can't do anything. And I'm not talking about sort of the things that you might do if you were on holiday. I'm talking about, you know, the essentials. I can't walk to the end of the road. I can't go and get myself something to eat from a shop. I can't go and sit on a park bench somewhere. I'm talking about really, really simple things here. And until I can do that with no problem, I'm not back to normal, am I? And if they say that I have to keep this on for yet more weeks, yeah. So I'll move on to the best case scenario that I think is likely for them to say to me, and that's that yes, everything's going as planned. Bone has basically fused, but now the rehabilitation stage begins. You can lose the cast, but you'll still have to walk with the crutches, and you'll have to do physio, and we'll give you exercises to do. Come back in a few weeks, and you should be pretty much as good as new. That is what I'm desperately hoping they say on Thursday. I don't know if that's what they're going to say or not. I have a feeling it'll be one of those two things. I think it unlikely that it'll be spectacular or absolutely disastrous. It's going to either be, yes, you're on target, or no, you're slightly behind. One or the other. As I've never broken my ankle before, I don't know. The hot weather, I know, has not helped with the swelling. That is absolutely true. And since the cooler weather, just in the last day or two, you could call it coincidence. Perhaps it was always, the swelling was always going to go down then, but the cooler weather, I feel, has helped get rid of the swelling. So, you know, perhaps we should be hoping for 18, 19, 20s for the next couple of days centigrade, and perhaps I will be on target. I know that it is going to drive me absolutely mental. I really am going to start getting very, very frustrated, very, very annoyed if I cannot do what I want to do, or at least start what I want to do on Friday. And that is the true recovery. That is the rehabilitation of my foot, the rehabilitation of my legs. I need to be able to walk. I need to be able to walk I need to be able to be on my feet for 8, 9, 10 hours a day, non-stop, and not have any pain. That's what I need. That's what I'll be working towards. So it's not going to be a case of me sitting around. As soon as they tell me that I can start using the leg and rehabilitating the leg, going to physiotherapy, doing all the exercises I need to do, I will be using the leg as much as possible, because the sooner I build up the strength, the sooner I can get on with my life, go back to work and carry on as normal. So it's a wait and see time. It is a wait and see time. Unless there's absolutely thrilling news, you won't hear anything, at least not on this not by video, until next week's blog. I'm not going to release an emergency blog for updating you on my physical progress. If you want to do that, you can see my Facebook page, where I post regularly how frustrated I get, and regularly when things go better than planned. That's the best place to follow my progress. I shall be taking medical advice as to exactly what to do and how far to go, how far I can go. And I know that however frustrated I get, I'll be following that advice. So if they do say you need to spend another 3 weeks sitting on your ass doing absolutely nothing, I will spend another 3 weeks sitting in this chair doing absolutely nothing, if that's really what it takes. But I am desperately hoping that is not what they're going to tell me. And of course we have a number of birthdays this week as well, so I would like to wish a very happy birthday. I think I've zoomed in a little bit too far. There we are. I'd like to wish a very happy birthday to all the following: Naomi Carvey, David Monet, Matt Grice, Robin Ayers, Marius Zaramoskis, Robert Emerson, Chris Mason, who is lucky enough to have his birthday on the day that I go back to the hospital to find out what happens with my ankle. So here's hoping it's a good day for both of us there. Mark Jordan, Edwin Figueroa, Zach Cummings, Mark Jensen, Jeff Hoogland, James Harris, Neil Magny, and Matthias Riccio. So there's quite a lot of birthdays this week. I hope they all have fantastic birthdays, eat lots of cake, and do what I do, which I've been doing quite a lot of this past month, I have to say, but sitting in a chair with your feet up for one day on your birthday, I can imagine that's quite a pleasure. For 3 weeks in a row, it's getting a bit of a bore.